Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Bella Shaw. Most of us are familiar with criminal grand juries, but do we really know anything about civil grand juries? Janice Feingold joins us. She's with the Ventura County Grand Jury, and it's good to see you. You're the foreperson.
Yes.
And yes, we hear about criminal grand juries all the time. So what exactly is a civil grand jury?
A civil grand jury is intended to be a government watchdog entity. We receive complaints from the public relating to mistreatment by or inefficiencies in local government being anything and everything from the County of Ventura to the various cities, school districts, and other kinds of local boards, commissions, and agencies. And when we receive a complaint, we may conduct an investigation to gather facts about the situation with the ultimate goal of issuing a report that will provide recommendations for improvement in the services provided by that government entity.
Can you give us some examples of something you might be, have worked on? Or
Well, a couple of years ago, one of the reports that we worked on dealt with pedestrian safety in downtown Ventura and the fact that the deteriorating conditions of the sidewalks specifically the crosswalks was creating dangerous situations for the public walking in the downtown area. So after an investigation, we issued a report with specific recommendations for how the city of Ventura could improve that situation and make it more safe for the pedestrians. Another one we did that same year looked at the issue of air firefighting resources as a result of some situations that came up in fighting the Camarillo Springs fire and the lack of availability of sufficient firefighting resources.
Sounds like it takes a considerable amount of time to do the research and write these reports.
It does. Typically, during a one-year term, we will issue anywhere from 10 to 12 or possibly 13 reports. There are 19 members of the grand jury, so we split the workload with all of us working on some of the investigations. Ultimately, all reports are approved by the full panel, but we do have to divide up that workload because it does take a lot of time and effort to do the research, collect the facts, see where the facts lead us in terms of conclusions and the recommendations that we would like to make.
And your volunteers, what is the thing that you get out of this? Is it an educational experience? Do you just want to help the community?
Well, it's a bit of both of those. Everyone has their own reasons for joining, but we certainly all learn a great deal about local government and how it works. Oftentimes during our careers and family raising periods, we don't have the opportunity to really follow closely what's going on in local government. So it is a very educational experience, and it is a good feeling to give back to the community in the sense that we make these recommendations after doing our investigations and hope that the community then will take a look at what we're recommending and whether or not the government entities are responding to those recommendations and actually improving conditions for the citizens and residents of Ventura County.
And who is, I guess there might not be a typical person on the civil grand jury, but are they retired people, baby boomers? Who?
Very typically retired people because of the number of hours a week that we put in. Most people who are younger, who are maybe still in school or raising families in the height of their career and that sort of thing, don't have the time to be able to devote to it. We do typically work anywhere from 25 to 35 hours a week through most of our one-year term. So it is very time-consuming, and as a result, most of the members are retired people.
Well, that's very, very interesting. Janice Feingold with the Ventura County Grand Jury talking about the difference between the civil and criminal grand jury. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bella Shaw.